Podcast City Network.
Hey guys, and welcome to another exciting episode of Fixed Edge, episode 29. And man, we just keep on trogging along. 30 coming up next week. Getting there, man.
Pretty soon, when we get to 50, we're gonna get to your age.
Hey man, hey now. I know I got that salt and pepper going on, but
I got a few years on you, so but definitely been trotting along, huh?
Oh, yeah, definitely make it happen. But we thank you guys so much for joining us. Got a lot to talk about tonight, including our last week recap, which turned out pretty good. But before we get to that, you definitely have to make sure that you follow us on social media at Fixed Edge on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And you can go skedaddle on over onto YouTube, put in Fixed Edge Investing, and smash that subscribe button. That way you can get the latest and greatest from Fixed Edge.
I seen you put the link there.
I did. We got it up in there now.
You said keep doing your thing. So definitely, Twitter's been blowing up. DMs and likes and follow. Or how's it go? Follows, likes. I don't know.
Follows, tweets, all that kind of stuff.
I don't really know. I'm not a social media guy. I'm just a sports guy. So it's been good. I actually was talking to a guy supposed to go on his show. I don't know. He does podcasts 3 nights a week. I can get the name so I can give him a little shout out. But I'm supposed to. AM Dave. So AM Dave, he's got a few shows, 12 Ounce Sports, Aaron AM Dave, and they do picks and stuff. So I told him we could collab. You know, maybe I go on his show, maybe he can stream it on ours. So yet to talk to him, he ran into me over the weekend. We had another great weekend. Actually in the green every day but Tuesday. And this week started off good as well. Yesterday's pick, if you saw it up there, was a nice POD. So it's been good. It's been good, to say the least. We've been blessed. Things have been rolling 16 out of 17 days in the green. It's not always like that. Some days we got to take red. We've been on a really incredible tear. So hopefully if someone joins new, they have a little patience, because what goes up has got to come down and level out somewhere along the line. But
for sure.
We'll keep riding it while it's green, while it's green, and we keep printing green. I'm not complaining,
You ain't lying, including last week when you take a look at the fact you ended up going 2-0, getting that Dodgers Cardinals pick and the Cowboys and Buccaneers picks. Absolutely incredible games too that went down to the wire, but still pulled them out.
Yeah, and the Cardinals as a big underdog, They weren't a big underdog than that. They were small, but when I say big, meaning to the betting eye, Dodgers game written all over it. And Cards pretty much took control of that game. Dodgers bounced a little back. I think 5-2 was the final or something like that.
5-4.
5-4. Oh, so they must have got a couple in the ninth. I cut it off. I figured we won.
Yeah.
But yeah, good. And as transparent as I am, I threw in the little Cleveland POD, which we lost. But if you were a member that night, you also got the Oakland A's, which came out and won. Our wins and losses are shown in front of you. We don't hide them from you like most people. When we post our stuff, we post our logs. If you ever want to see them, we'll send them right to you so you can see game for game what we play. We hide nothing. We don't hide if we lose 5 in a row, and we don't hide if we win 5 in a row. But we're definitely not just in front of the camera when we're winning telling you how great we are. We tell you what we do here and how you invest instead of gamble, and get them on the right track and try to give them a few winners at that.
Absolutely. Definitely great stuff, and you're always going to get the best from us. And the biggest thing is that transparency, because how can you really run anything if you don't have transparency?
It's called everything in life, right? Transparent,
That's right.
Honesty. It goes all hand in foot with whatever you're doing, So I don't know any other way, I could come on here and be a very good salesman. Hey, guys, you need to check out a play because we're going to go put 5 dimes a night, and it's the lock of the week. So send in your money. I'm telling you, if it loses, we'll refund you. And I could go through all that, right, because I used to be a salesman. But I don't want to lead people down that wrong path. Show them how to invest. Whatever your bankroll is, we make a little bit on top of that, and we just keep climbing the stairs. There's this thing called investing that now I've been doing successfully for, I think I'm going on my 5th or 6th year. I've lost track from the gambling to investment switch over. But
right.
It's definitely been, at least a handful of years where we've been doing it. And, I was bringing it to the public. Then I had to pull it away from the public because the book wasn't going to deem me professional. So I had to stop posting pictures on social media of winning tickets. And so here we came back for the second ride, like a year ago or 6 months, and then I had a situation with Matt, and he was here, and then just one thing after another. But we're here.
It's all right.
And
we're
going
here now.
strong. It's football season, and we had a first good weekend. NFL was about even, but college we nailed it.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, and college started out pretty crazy, too. So to be able to have that kind of success on that opening weekend was something. So But definitely make sure to also follow us on all of our content platforms, including PlayerFM, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, and, of course, YouTube. And you can find all of that at the hub for Fixed Edge at podcastcity.net/FixedEdge. So definitely make sure to check that out. But we're going to jump into our first game of the show, which will be Cardinals at Mets. This one figures to be, I think, a pretty good game. But what do you think about that line that they have for this? I think it's negative 172, I think. You
just pick the Cardinals every week to put them in a game? Or
yeah, not every week.
Oh, well, last two. This should be interesting. Lester used to be a great pitcher, or at least a solid one, his days in the Red Sox. Miguel is a new rookie. They're both about the same ERAs in the 4s. I think Miguel's a little better. Both have losing records slightly. I think they're both one game under 500 or something like that. So pitching matchups, I guess you would say it's even. Lester's got more experience, but the Cardinals haven't seen Miguel. So, you know, sometimes that plays through. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes they just whack them around. Line's interesting, right? Because Cardinals are hot.
Real
now,
hot.
and they beat them 2 games in the series. This is going for the sweep unless they play tomorrow. I didn't double check with football and everything going on.
Yeah, a lot of sports going on right now.
A lot all over the place. It's about 50-60% of the money is on the Cardinals and the tickets, and I can't blame them. It's a nice size underdog here, but. You know me, and I don't like to take the favorite, but I think the Mets are this big of a favorite for a reason. Like this is, we're not just giving away free money, because the logical pick here, right? You're looking at it is take the Cardinals, right? I mean,
1-2 straight,
right? 6 out of 7 or whatever they got going on, and they're playing the Mets again, and it's like, and they're getting plus money. Sounds too easy.
It does.
So when it's too easy, what do we do?
Got to go against those odds.
Got to go against them. So we're going to lay that favorite there tonight, and we're going to put it in a series, see if we can't keep our streak going. So we'll be on the Mets tonight. Hopefully get a little cheaper at 172. Let me check that run line real quick so I can just, sometimes the run line will play value if it's a lot cheaper. But it also gives you an idea of where we're going. I need to start giving you tickets as well. I've been posting them. For the most part, when I'm not busy and running around with everything I got going on with the sports and the coaching and all that, but maybe good to incorporate it when you show the show. You have our
we can throw those up.
So they know that I know I'm showing them, but at least we can talk and show them live, so they know who we are.
For sure, we'll definitely have to incorporate that one going forward.
Yeah, so it's at 167 right now. The run line's at -1.5 plus 125. Man, they got the Mets hitting Lester today. And I wouldn't be surprised. He's been throwing meatballs out there. Since he's been over to St. Louis, though, the last month or so, he's been better.
Yeah,
but walks a lot.
Better, but
walks a lot.
He's not what he used to be.
Not even
really that close.
No, at all. No. He's a little better than me.
Yeah,
and I don't pitch. So it's his turn to go out there. Let's put it that way, to just throw their next pitcher in the rotation out. So. I don't know. The line tells me the Mets are pushing for the playoffs. So are the Cards. I'd love to take the underdog here. If I didn't know sports investing, I'd be all over that plus money. But since I do, I gotta think Vegas is up to something, and they're gonna get everybody to bet that plus money, and the Mets are gonna handle business. So we're gonna back those Mets tonight, here in another hour or 2 hours, 7 o'clock.
About 2 hours.
And I'm gonna be on that one personally. So that'll be. I didn't even get a chance to really look at it till you got here, but I will be on the Mets, and we're going to cash that one.
For sure. Yeah, definitely going to check that out.
No, we're going to not check it out. We're going to cash it.
Oh, we're going to cash it out. Sorry.
Check it out.
Checking
it out. Checking it out is what we do at the beach. We're going to cash it.
Hey, there you go. But definitely make sure to also check out all the great stuff going on in the PCN shop, because whether it's a neck gaiter to protect you from COVID-19, a mug for your morning coffee, or a t-shirt just to look cool, we got you covered. Get the latest apparel and gear for your favorite podcast and Podcast City Network by visiting podcastcity.net/shop and checking out the lineup. Which does bring us to our second game of the show.
3-3, bro. Red Sox already tied up.
Oh, that's painful. They were up 3-0 at one point. This is what we get.
Sad Boston fan.
Oh, very sad Boston
Notre Dame fan, too.
Yeah,
I don't even know if I'm going to be a fan anymore.
This guy.
I'm going to be Stetson.
Go Stetson all the way.
Stetson.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Go Hatters. But our second game of the show, we're going to be looking at the New York Giants, who are going to be traveling on to the nation's capital, take on the Washington football team. It'd be nice if they eventually just got a name, that'd be nice. It'd just be a football team. But this one's going to be very interesting. Right now, the football team is favored by 3, over and under at 40.5. What do you think about this game? There's a lot of little storylines going on with this one.
Yeah, because Fitz is out. But shoot, Heineck looked better. How do you say it?
Haneke.
It's not the same guy as used to be for the Dolphins. What was his name?
Oh my God, I couldn't even.
Henny. Yeah. Anyways, this guy actually looked better than Fitz. I mean, all these names. Remember last week we had Yodohu? Oh, that was the week.
Ugalele?
Yeah. Anyways, let's get back to football. He played better than Fitz. When he put him in the game, they started to pick it up. I'd like to think they played a good Chargers team. The Giants, man. It's like the Giants, the Jets, New York is just
hurting.
Yeah, it's just hurting. Barkley's the big factor here. Is he incorporated? I mean, I have him on 2 of my fantasy teams. You have him on 1, right? Mm-hmm. And forget about that part, because I'm trying to figure out if I'm playing him or somebody else. He's doing interviews talking about, we'll see when I go through. We know he's playing.
No, of course he's playing.
But what is he doing out there?
How meaningful is it?
And the line is terrible.
Yeah.
But this line is only, it's actually up to a 3.5. I think it opened at 5. The line came down because of the quarterback out switch. They had it, so it's been sitting around 3.5. See, I know you'll say just take Washington, right? Because the Giants are bad.
You would think.
Yeah. And again, I just don't ever do what everybody else does. That's how I'm still in business.
No, that's a good point.
I'm going to take the Giants plus 3.5. I'm going to do the opposite of what everybody else likes to do. When you do the opposite of what everybody else likes to do, you got a chance to win. And you might not win these. They might go 0-2 in these 2 picks. But guess what? When you get back next week, the next 2 will be some 2 winners. And as we keep chipping away at our system, we're going to keep staying in the green. We'll hit the red a little bit. Hopefully tonight's not the night. But if it is, we accept it. And then, we'll get back in the green like we do. Get back to business. So this is an interesting one. But if you do know, Saquon's 2 best games ever come against the Redskins. Washington football team. I know they're probably gonna not even air us, right?
Yeah, now they're probably gonna get all mad and try to pull our episode or something.
Yeah, the Washington. Yeah, so I think Saquon's gonna have a big night. The Giants defense not bad.
No, they're not too bad.
Not bad. They hung around there, made some careless stuff going on against Denver.
That and Daniel Jones didn't look too bad against Denver either. 22-37, 267 and a touchdown. So he was serviceable. But I think it's really going to come down to making sure they get Saquon Barkley running and actually get him going.
Throwing, slant, like
something. Something.
My fantasy team was so sad.
Oh, bro.
Barkley. I took him out of my lineup this week, and I put him back. I took him out. And it's like, after this week, though, what do? You sit him, right? If this week looks like next week, 3-point something, I don't think I can play him in week 3. What about you? You playing him?
No, I wouldn't play him in week 3 at that point. I don't care who he's playing. Like, I might even be exploring trades at that point.
Nobody wants him. Just us.
There might be somebody, somebody you can fool into it.
Oh,
but you never know.
But yeah, I'm going to go against what I know most people are going to do. But again, I'm going to be watching this line up to game time and see. Hopefully it stays right there. If it drops to 2.5, like I tell you, I love it even more now because we're on the underdog side. At the time I said Clemson, if it dropped to 2.5, stay off of it. This time it's the exact opposite. If this line drops to 2.5, buy it up to 3, but be all over it. That means there's some steam action bringing that line down. So we got until tomorrow. It'll be interesting to see how those late bets come in and how that steam action hits. If we get in, we don't always get steam action, but if this game gets hit with the steam and that line drops to 2.5, boy, I like it even more. Yeah,
that definitely could be a good one. But you're officially going against. You're going to say Giants.
Giants,
baby. Go.
I'm taking the New York
G-men.
teams. Mets, Giants,
Yeah,
New
look
York,
at you.
baby.
Look
New
at you.
York, New York. The teams suck in New York, but we'll take 2 of them, and we'll just hope at least one wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll definitely see what we get.
As long as we get one, then when we get our next plays and we get one, it just keeps tricking along. That's what people don't get. They think you need to get them all.
Yeah, I think you got to hit big.
I just lost on the Nationals, but we cashed yesterday on 3 straight. We had Yankees huge. We had the Red Sox late and KBO this morning.
Yeah.
Now we lose one. Hopefully we bounce back here with the Mets. If we don't, we just keep trucking along. Because as they go, as long as you have them in a system, you're good. If you need the game to win and it loses, well, then you're in some big trouble.
Yeah, for sure. But, man, good stuff. So definitely make sure to pick up on the Giants. That's the official pick here. But definitely make sure to check out all things Podcast City Network, because FixedEdge is a proud member of Podcast City Network, and it's 21-plus independent podcast members across all genres of podcasting. You can find PCN on all major social media platforms, including on Twitter at facebook.com/Podcast City Network, on Twitter and Instagram at Podcast City Net, on YouTube by searching Podcast City Network, and, of course, on the website, podcastcity.net. Be creative, be independent, be yourself. Podcast City Network, which does bring us to Investing 101 and the most important thing that we try to put out there on this show, and that is be smart, have a system, don't be a gambler and be wild with your money. Actually put it into a system and do it intelligently. It's so important, because it's such a slippery slope when you start putting money down on sports that you can end up in any number of positions that you don't want to be in.
That is one. Dead, suicide. It's a real thing. That's the thing that I don't think people talk about enough is suicides, no helpline. That's really why when my brother nudged me to go take my stuff to the public, it was more so for that reason. It's hard to change a gambler's mindset. I meet a lot of people. I give them my information. I set them up. At the end of the day, I still get people to call back and they're like, "Oh man, you wouldn't believe what I did. I lost my money, I had this, I had a parlay," and they're like, "Hey, can you help me back out again?" And we start back up. And a lot of times, not a lot, but I'd say 50-50, they end up back in the same boat. They end up losing, or they're in the casino, or they're doing stuff over and over again. If you got the money to do it, great. If you don't, mental things start happening to you. You can't pay your bills. Your wife wants to divorce you. Your kids think you're a scumbag. You're blowing all the money.
Right.
And so that's why we created FixedEdge, to create the movement, not only to help teach you how to invest, but help give back, right?
Yes.
Once these lawsuits and all this clears up and we can finally get this site up and running, it's going to be, I know people probably think at this point I'm just feeding them. At least they're taking advantage of the free memberships. But, it isn't BS. There will be a website back up. There was one. If you weren't with us, back before we had to shut down because the books weren't going to, and all those recordings and messages deemed a pro and why we had to shut social media, that's all there. I mean, we put it all up there. Maybe we need to run another show and show them all again in front of them for the ones that don't go to the page. But, deemed a professional and limited on accounts and all that stuff, it's all there. So I'm not here. I don't go blowing smoke and hyping things up, as you know. I'm just pretty humble with it. But I want to get back, and as soon as we can create the page and we got things going on with that, we'll have a get back button. And as we make money with our investing account, or as you guys contribute or whatever you want to do, we're going to go find people, almost like what Ed McMahon used to do back in the day. And we're going to go find people that, lost their money, or their husband lost the money, and they can't feed their kids, or they can't put the groceries on the table and, pay the bills, and we're going to present them a check. And then that's going to be theirs, all that money, and hopefully husband and wife will get back together. But we want to revive, so yes, it's more of investing, put it in a system. But we're also here, I got a lot of people call me and DM me and email me what to do when you get to that dark cloud. You get there, you lose a few games, you lose more than you're willing to lose, and now you're like, oh, but I want to get that back. What do? You stop right there. Like, you don't get that back. That's not the name of the game. This is one day at a time. There's no such thing as getting anything back, right? Because there's no such thing as when you win, it's not like, okay, now I need to win that 2 more times. You don't think of it that way. So you can win 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. Now you're up 10 and you lose 2 and you're up 8. But all of a sudden you say you want to get that 2,000 back. Wasn't yours anyways. And neither is the 8 there. So structure it, play within your means, and you'll be able to play long term. That's it, and have fun enjoying it, right? Like, anybody that plays sports enjoys the high or the rush they get while watching a game with a few dollars on it. What does that few dollars look like to you guys? Like whatever your bankroll is. Like that's where everybody misses. If you got $1,000, I don't advise you to put 500 on the first game, nor do I advise you to put 100 or 50 on the first game. You know, you got to really deem that down. If you only got $1,000, you should be playing $10, $20 games.
Yes.
You know, and I don't care how good you are. You know, I'll put myself up and my plays up with the best of the best. At the same time, I'm still going to advise you how to play the right way. I'm not going to blow smoke up your pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's a big thing to it. So, you know, we try to bring the big honesty and transparency, like we said earlier in the show, and trying to be honest with what you should be doing. And the biggest thing is being smart. Don't be dumb. Don't just blow your whole bankroll. Like you said, if you only got $1,000, you should only be playing $10, $20 games. Like, honestly. You know, it's not about getting the big hit all at once. It's about taking the steps and building yourself up.
You'll get there. I mean, I started with smaller bankrolls when this all happened. I did trial bankrolls. I built them up. I've built some up in front of Twitter's eyes. I post my bank. Obviously, you know, don't compare my bankroll with yours. I've been doing this a lot longer. And that's not my only account. I have several other accounts that I'm testing different systems on. I got accounts that buddies have set up that I handle those as well. So, you know, it's the bigger picture, you know, and then you get to enjoy it. What's the difference if you put $2,000 in an account, you have a great weekend, you have 3 great weekends, and then you have 1 bad weekend? Like, instead, as you have the bad weekend, it doesn't matter because it's in such little increments that it doesn't phase your bankroll. You know, that's the difference maker. Because who cares? You have a great weekend this weekend, great. Okay, you took your $2,000 and now you're at 5. Had a great weekend next week and now you're at 10. Awesome. Now all of a sudden you lose 3 the weekend before, you're down to 7, and you're in your feelings, right? Because you're down to 7. You think you just lost 3. Really, you're still up 7. But your mental standpoint is down 3. So what do you think happens when you start that next week? You go down because you're chasing.
Yeah.
You know, so
when you really don't need to be.
Nope, you don't. No. Well, profit is profit.
Exactly.
You know, whether it's $2, like I don't care. Like some days I finished a green, and I remember one day it was like $15. I like the color. It's green instead of red.
Yeah.
You know, if you're in green instead of red, you're doing something right.
That's right. And that's the big thing. And hopefully it's always through a system. Always through a system.
Has to be. If not, you're going to be back empty. You're going to be in a divorce. And more importantly, suicide is real. Now, I've never had that. I've been strong mentally, but I can tell you that I've done some idiotic things in my 20s where I didn't want to just jump in some water there or not talk, or I isolated myself. I definitely had some times where I didn't battle killing myself, because that's just not me, but I can get it if you're weak mind. You know, I get it. And that's what we're here for too. So also know, before you think about that, right, DM us. Let us know what you lost, because at the end of the day, we're here to help everybody get on the right track. You know, even if that's throwing $100 in your account and letting us manage it for you if you ran out of funds. Like, people don't do anything like what we're doing. You know, where we got such and such. I had a buddy call me, and I should say buddy. I call them all my buddies. But when they DM me and I start connecting with them, you know, I had a guy losing something and then lost everything. And he's like, I don't know what to do, blah, blah, blah. And he was going to go borrow money. And so I said, look, let's just throw $100 in your account. You know, we put $100. I put $100 personally. And he's building it up. And he's still at this point, I don't know if it's a few $100s now that he's built it up. He didn't have to touch his money. I don't need my $100 back. You know, he's a member of what we're doing here. And at the end of the day, I want to teach people, because if I would have just not stopped him, he would have go borrow credit. He would have chased, I think he said he lost like $2,200 or something like that. He would have chased the money he lost, and then he would have owed more, and he'd credit and so forth.
Yeah,
so
and it just becomes
that
sickening. Horrible black hole.
So we're here to help. DM us. We'll help you. Not only we're not here just to give you plays. Like, those are fine. We'll give you winners like we did last week. We'll give you winners like, if you're members, how we've been the last 16 out of 17 days have been full of winners. But the big part is the system. And then also, we're a community. We're here to help you through the trials and tribulations of sports investing. Stop gambling, start investing. Stop being a regular Joe, learn how to invest like a pro.
That's right. Absolutely. And gain the edge here with Fixed Edge. It's that easy. But we thank you guys so much for watching and joining us this evening. Next week will be episode 30, the Dirty 30, here on Fixed Edge. Definitely make sure to join us live then. But until next time.
Get on them Mets tonight.
Yeah, get on them Mets. And, of course, you're going to get on the Giants as well.
G-Men.
The G-Men.
But until next time, tell them.
Till next time, I'm Chris.
S-Money.
And that's S-Money.
See you guys.
Y'all have a great night.
Podcast City Network.